We'll start live streaming over our different platforms and start to share what we do here at the farm. It will be different topics every week, and there you can always request topics. But today we will talk about how to go from co-regulation to self-regulation. So maybe we start to talk about a little bit what we mean by that. But regulation is about our nervous system and our level of grounding. And that is essential for all the work that we do here at Living with the Spirit. And it's about how to be grounded and regulate with someone else or through someone else, and go to regulate by yourself, like having the awareness to ground and level out by yourself instead of being dependent on anyone else, so to speak. That's a summary. So how do we do that?
So if you just like, what are you guys talking about? I have no idea. Nervous system, regulation, grounding, what? Is this electricity? So essentially what we're talking about is the speed of how you perceive things in life, right? How you are feeling you can talk to other people, how you can navigate yourself through a day, doing different tasks without feeling this fast breathing or tension in your body or constant headache or something that you feel like, oh, I'm only putting out fires, whatever I'm doing every day. It's how you can regulate your nervous system. So it's kind of like if you're taking a shower, right? You can turn the faucet up and you have more water. You can turn it towards the red and towards the blue, and you will have hot and cold. So this is basically the same thing we're talking about, but we're talking about how you do it on the inside. Now, the co-regulation, just as Sarah said, that's usually the way that people start. If you're very stressed out, you meet someone that's not stressed out. Oh, this person has something that I like. It can be a coach, a therapist, a friend, spouse, animal. It can be anything, right? And your body, with a wordless communication, picks up that this body is feeling safe. This system, this other being is feeling safe. So wordless communication, when you're hanging out with a person like that, you can start to co-regulate, that your body that their body teaches your body how to calm down. So it's more or less like like without any linguistics. It's just something we pick up. You can notice that if you come into a room and there's a lot of people that might be nervous, or if you've ever been in a setting where people are very nervous for some reason, right? If it's a competition or standing in line for something, and you can kind of feel that intensity. That intensity is energy from body to body. But same, you can also calm down when someone is very calm. So that's the co-regulation, and that's the most common aspect of calming down or befriending your nervous system. You can go to a yoga class, you can hang out with friends, go to a meditation class. You do something with someone else. You get help from the outside to calm yourself down and to regulate the speed of how you perceive things, how your nervous system is taking in information, right? Like how strong sounds are, smells, touch sense, all of these things. Now, the self-regulation is you doing it on your own, that you notice your patterns. You notice when you start to get a little bit stressed or out of balance, or your heartbeat goes fast, or your body tenses up, or this person said this, and all of a sudden you go, it's like your whole body just reacts to something. It doesn't have to have anything to do with blame or this person's fault.
No, it doesn't matter why it happens. It's more about you knowing and you having the awareness of noticing yourself that, oh, I am now starting to get ungrounded, and then actively doing something about it on your own.
Yes.
Like knowing your body and your patterns well enough to be able to regulate by yourself. You don't have to go to a yoga class to regulate, or you don't have to call that friend. You are able to do that on your own.
And just like Sarah said, because there's going to be many situations where you can't just put in your headphones and put on this app with calm music or whatever. So how can you do it on your own in the midst of it? So preparation is key, right? That you are befriending your nervous system and you know your patterns. What's the first thing that happens when you feel stressed? Oh, my mouth gets dry, my breathing, I hold my breathing, I start to sweat. Everyone has different patterns. And as soon as you notice them, you can do something differently. If you start to feel your neck tensing up, maybe take a pause, maybe move your neck a little bit or massage it a little bit. Focus on your breathing. If you're in an environment where you don't want to do a lot of movements and such, maybe just focus on your breathing or squeezing your toes on the ground to really connect to the furthest part of your body. That will make you very aware of everything that happens in the body. There's a lot of different tools, but essentially it's just like Sarah says, to see your patterns and to start working on them as soon as you see them. You don't wait until you're fully stressed out and then you go ask someone, what do I do when I have a panic attack? Well, you calm down the best you can, obviously, but the work is actually done before, so that you notice earlier and earlier signs of it, because then it will be easier to manage it. When it's way up there and we're really activated and really engaged, it's a little bit harder to do, right? So it's a lot about the setup, how you choose to check in with yourself every day. Like, how am I feeling right now? Is this just words coming out of this guy's mouth? I don't understand what he's saying. Or, all of these different things is a good way to check in. How are you feeling? How is your breathing? Do I think a lot? Can I take in the information someone is giving me? Am I present in the room or am I somewhere else? Where is my attention going?
Yeah, so as Simba said, that's the check-in to realize, okay, now I'm getting ungrounded. And you mentioned a little bit before also, there's like a million different tools and everyone is unique. So whatever works for you to ground for you doesn't necessarily have to help me ground. So uh, self-regulation is about learning what works for me and noticing how I react in different situations. It can be different depending on what happens. So it's about learning your own nervous system and finding the right tool or tools to keep in your toolbox and bring out whenever that thing happens. And then when you can do that, you will then over time increase your level of overall grounding when you learn to do that, because you will catch yourself earlier and earlier, and then you will work with your overall long-term ground.
So always remember, it's always your choice and opportunity to acknowledge where you're at in your nervous system and to start to ground when you do it. So there's never any blame or shame. Everyone has different stories, traumas, things that has happened to people, but we are always accountable and we can always take the charge back. We can always take the control back in our lives. Sometimes, of course, we need co-regulation, someone to teach us how to do it. Maybe we never had a model in life, so we have no idea. Everyone we grow up with was very stressed out and didn't know how to do it. So it might be a foreign concept for us. But ultimately, we want to move toward being able to do it ourselves, because then we become empowered. And the more people that can do it, the more it will spread like a positive effect. The more people will feel better. Probably just hopefully have some person like that in your life, or a meta person like that in your life. You just become immersed in the present and you feel much calmer. You just feel like, I don't know, I just feel good when I'm here.
No, but it's about owning your own situation. So if you are uh, activated, then you know that you can bring yourself down. You're not a victim to circumstances, like social circumstances or situations on the outside. That's why it's so empowering, because when you realize that, then you go, oh wow, then it's all me, and no one else can do it to me. I can do it for me. So that is yeah. So here at Living with the Spirit, we are doing both. We are co-regulators, but the purpose of our the work that we do here is to teach you how to self-regulate. So that is always our goal, to help you find what makes you activated, and how can you ground yourself from that activation, and self-regulate that activation.
And you can always come back, no matter what's happened in life, or no matter what's happened. And that's no blame, there's no pressure, there's no timeline. But you can always become empowered and come back, because we always have that control. Sometimes we haven't learned it or forgotten about it. But that's a way of coming back from correlation to self-regulation. So it's about empowerment,
Yeah.
definitely.
So we use plenty of different tools: TRE, tension and trauma release exercises; EFT, emotional freedom techniques; yin yoga, meditation, emotional release techniques called like Sedona method. Yeah. What else?
Breathing, meditation,
Yes.
massage, Reiki, Tai Chi, Qigong, energy work to
Yeah,
really
physical
feel the
exercise.
body, physical exercise. But in general, just connect, and be present. Like, what am I noticing right here,
Yeah.
right now? Not when I'm thinking about what I'm going to do in the future, what has happened, what's going on right here, right now.
Yeah. So the main teacher is the awareness, and then the other things are just tools to train that awareness, and to make that awareness more aware. All right.
All right.
On that note, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us. You can always book a free discovery call through our website, livingwiththespirit.com, or email us, Sarah@livingwiththespirit.com. We're happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, and if you have any inquiries about topics or videos, we can record. We have free material, ebooks, courses online. So just reach out to us, and we can connect with you and see whatever can be a good fit.
All right. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love that. Thank you for your support. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.